If you are over 60, please give me a quiet moment of your attention. Today, I want to share something important with you. Not complicated, not extreme, and not overwhelming. It is one simple movement. Many older adults overlook it, yet it can quietly change how your legs support you as the years go by. Most people are told that walking is enough, and walking is helpful, yes. But there is a missing piece that walking alone does not fully address. When this piece is ignored, standing for long periods becomes tiring. Daily activities slowly require more effort. Independence can fade quietly, without warning. I am not saying this to alarm you. I am sharing it with respect, because understanding gives you choices. I am Dr. James, a physician in the United States, and for many years I have worked closely with older adults. I have seen people who walked faithfully every day yet still noticed their legs becoming weaker and less reliable. Not because they failed, but because no one ever explained what was missing. If you are over 60 and you want to keep your legs working independently for as long as possible, please stay with me until the end of this video and consider subscribing. The next video is the missing piece that helps your life feel steadier, freer, and more independent after 60. Before we continue, I would love to hear from you. If you feel ready to begin, comment. 9. If you would like me to improve this topic or add something you truly care about, comment 0. Your feedback matters deeply. It helps me continue building this channel to support and guide more older adults, just like you. Everything we are about to discuss starts with a belief that almost everyone accepts, and that belief may be quietly holding you back. Many people over 60 believe that walking is enough to keep their legs strong and reliable. It sounds reasonable, and it feels safe. Walking has been recommended for decades, so it becomes an easy habit to trust. If you walk every day, you may feel responsible, active, and reassured that you are doing the right thing for your health. However, there is a quiet truth that is rarely explained clearly to older adults. Walking helps your heart and your mood, but it does not fully address the deeper function your legs must perform every day. Over time, this gap matters. Your legs are not only meant to move you forward, they are meant to support you, stabilize you, and help move blood back upward with strength and control. When this function is not properly challenged, changes begin slowly. Standing for longer periods feels tiring. Getting up from a chair requires more effort. Balance feels less certain, especially later in the day. These changes do not appear suddenly. They build quietly, year after year, often dismissed as normal aging. This is the part many people miss, and it is important to pause here. If walking alone were enough, we would not see so many active seniors struggling with leg weakness and circulation issues. The problem is not effort. The problem is direction. Let me ask you something gently. Even if you walk often, do your legs still feel heavy, unsteady, or less dependable than they used to be? If so, you are not alone and you are not failing. You may simply be missing one key element. Please stay with me, because the next story shows exactly how this belief leads people down the wrong path, even when they are trying their best. Before we move on, this next part is very important for you to hear. Many well-intentioned seniors follow advice faithfully, yet still end up disappointed. If this sounds familiar, I want you to keep watching. In a moment, I will introduce a real example that makes this pattern clear, and it will help you recognize what to change. This leads directly into a story of someone who did everything right, but followed the same belief, and quietly lost strength before understanding the real issue. Please stay with me because this case will feel very close to home for you. Before we go any further, this next story is important. Please listen carefully, because it reflects the experience of many older adults across the United States, especially those who believed they were doing everything right for their health. Harold is a 72-year-old retiree living in Arizona. Every morning he walked faithfully around his neighborhood. Rain or heat, he never skipped. Walking made him feel responsible, disciplined, and confident he was protecting his future. He tracked his steps, wore supportive shoes, and followed advice he heard for years. Friends praised his commitment. Doctors told him walking was good. Harold believed he was doing exactly what his body needed after 60. Then small changes appeared. Standing during conversations felt uncomfortable. Getting up from chairs required his hands. At night, he avoided dim rooms, worried about losing balance and falling. Harold dismissed these signs at first. He assumed aging was the reason. But over time, confidence faded. He planned outings carefully, stayed close to railings, and quietly accepted more help than he wanted. The mistake was not laziness or neglect. Harold walked daily. The mistake was believing walking alone addressed everything his legs needed to stay strong, stable, and supportive as years passed. This is where many people listening should pause. This part is important because the same belief quietly affects millions of seniors who are trying their best. Do you see anything in Harold's experience that feels familiar to you? If so, please comment yes below so I know I am speaking to your situation. What happened next was not random, and it was not inevitable. It came from one overlooked function in the legs that walking does not fully activate. In the next section, I will explain this single missing function clearly and calmly. Once you understand it, Harold's experience will make sense, and you will see why awareness matters before any solution is discussed. This understanding is not meant to blame or discourage you. It is meant to protect your independence, your confidence, and your ability to move through life with less fear. Please stay with me, because identifying the real issue is the turning point. It explains why good intentions sometimes fail, and why the right knowledge must come before the right action. This clarity changes everything, especially for people over 60 who want lasting independence and stability. Before we go further, this is a moment to pause. What you are about to hear is important, because it gently corrects a belief many people over 60 have carried for years. What happened to Harold was not caused by age alone. Aging changes the body, yes, but age itself is not the enemy. Many people in their 70s and 80s remain steady, confident, and independent when the right function is supported. This was also not a heart problem. Harold's heart was working reasonably well. His circulation was checked. Nothing alarming appeared on routine tests. So the usual explanations did not fully fit what he was experiencing. The real issue was quieter and easier to miss. One critical function in the legs was slowly being ignored. This function plays a major role in helping blood move upward, stabilizing the body, and supporting balance during everyday movements. Here is the key point. Your legs are not passive structures. They are active partners in circulation and stability. When this function weakens, the body compensates in subtle ways. Standing becomes tiring. Movements feel less secure. Confidence slowly fades, even if you remain active. This is why walking alone does not solve the problem. Walking moves you forward, but it does not fully engage this specific function in the legs. Over time, that gap grows larger, especially after 60. This part matters, so please stay with me. If you have ever wondered why you stay active yet still feel less steady, this explanation is for you. Let me ask you something gently. Have you ever thought, I'm moving every day, so why do my legs still feel unreliable? If that question has crossed your mind, you are exactly where you need to be right now. Please comment, "I'm listening," if this is making sense so far. Your response helps me know you are following along, and it allows me to guide you more clearly. In the next part, I will explain how this overlooked leg function actually works inside your body. I will keep it simple, calm, and practical. Once you understand the mechanism, everything you have experienced will connect logically. This understanding is not about blame or fear. It is about clarity. And clarity always comes before improvement. When you see the real cause, you stop guessing, and you stop feeling frustrated with yourself. Please stay with me, because the next section explains the mechanism behind this function. It is the missing link between effort and results, especially for people over 60 who want stability without strain. Before we move forward, this part deserves your full attention. If your legs often feel heavy, cool, or slow to respond, this explanation will help you understand why. This is not technical, and it is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to give you clarity. Your leg muscles are not just for movement. They play a vital role in supporting your heart and your circulation every single day. Each time your leg muscles contract, they gently help push blood upward, working with gravity instead of against it. This process reduces strain on the heart and supports steady blood flow. When this function is strong, blood returns efficiently. Oxygen reaches tissues more easily. Balance feels steadier. Standing feels safer. But when this function weakens, blood tends to pool in the lower legs. Circulation slows. Muscles receive less oxygen. Over time, legs may feel heavy, cool, or tired, even without obvious exertion. This is where many people become confused. They assume that movement is movement, but not all movement sends the same signal to the body. Walking is excellent for cardiovascular endurance and mental clarity. However, walking does not consistently activate this specific leg function with enough intensity or control. Walking is forward motion. It becomes easier as your body adapts. That means the muscles responsible for helping blood return upward are not sufficiently challenged. Without challenge, they gradually weaken. This is not a failure. It is how the body responds when a function is underused. This explains why many active seniors still experience circulation issues in their legs. They are moving regularly, but the movement does not train the exact function their legs need most after 60. Let me pause here and ask you something gently. If your legs sometimes feel heavy, cold, or less responsive, does this explanation sound familiar to you? If so, you are not alone and there is nothing wrong with you. Please stay with me, because understanding this mechanism changes how you view your body. Once you see how this function works, frustration turns into direction. In the next section, I will introduce a real example of someone who understood this connection and made a simple adjustment. Their experience shows what happens when awareness turns into the right action. This transition is important because knowledge alone is not enough. Seeing how it applies in real life makes the difference clear and practical for people over 60. Before we talk about solutions, let me share a different kind of story. This one is calmer, hopeful, and grounded in small, realistic change. Margaret is 74 and lives in Oregon. Like many seniors, she walked most days and stayed generally active. Yet she noticed her legs felt unreliable. Standing in line felt uncomfortable. Stairs required more focus. She worried quietly, but avoided medications and machines. What changed for Margaret was not effort, but understanding. Once she learned the real cause, she stopped blaming age or circulation myths. She focused on one missing function in her legs. And she made one simple adjustment to her daily routine. There were no pills involved, no gym memberships, No complicated devices, just a consistent, intentional movement that directly supported the function her legs needed most. She practiced it gently, without strain, and allowed her body time to adapt. Within weeks, she noticed subtle changes. Standing felt steadier. Rising from chairs required less support. Walking felt more confident. Not because she walked more, but because her legs were working better underneath her. This improvement did not happen overnight, and it did not feel dramatic. But it felt reliable. And reliability matters deeply after 60. Margaret felt calmer moving through her day. Fear of falling softened. Independence felt less fragile. This story is important because it shows what happens when awareness turns into the right action. The change was not aggressive, it was appropriate, and that made it sustainable. Let me ask you something gently. Does this kind of progress sound more realistic to you than drastic programs or expensive solutions? If so, stay with me. Please comment "ready" if you would like to learn what this one adjustment was. Your response helps me know how many people are following along. In the next section, I will explain the exact movement that supports this missing function. I will walk you through it step by step, calmly and clearly, so you can decide if it feels right for you. No pressure, no promises of miracles, just a practical approach designed for people over 60 who want stability, confidence, and control in daily life. This kind of guidance respects your pace, your history, and your right to choose what feels safe, comfortable, and meaningful for your body today, and moving forward with confidence. At this stage, clarity matters. Before explaining how to do it, I want to be clear about one thing. What I am about to describe is not a workout. It is not fitness training. It is a simple daily movement that most people have already done many times in their life. This matters, so please listen closely. You do not need strength, flexibility, or special preparation. You do not need a gym, equipment, or a strict schedule. This is about restoring a natural function your body already understands, especially after 60. The solution is one simple movement that asks your leg muscles to work together in a controlled, intentional way. Not fast, not intense, just steady and deliberate. This movement directly supports the function we discussed earlier, the one walking alone does not fully activate. Here is the important part. You have already performed this movement countless times without thinking about it. You may have done it this morning. You may do it several times today. The difference now is awareness and purpose. When this movement is done with intention, it sends a clear signal to your legs. It reminds them that they are needed for stability, balance, and circulation. Over time, this signal becomes stronger. Confidence returns gradually, not suddenly. I want to pause here and say this clearly. This is not about pushing yourself. It is about choosing the right action. Many seniors try harder when they feel weaker. That often leads to frustration. This approach is different. It respects your body and works with it. If you are listening and thinking, "I already do something like this every day," you are exactly right. That recognition is important. It means this solution can fit naturally into your routine. Please comment "I recognize this" if this sounds familiar to you. Your response helps me guide the next steps more clearly. In the next section, I will show you how to perform this movement safely and comfortably. I will explain small details that make a big difference, especially for people over 60. We will go slowly. You will be able to follow along without stress or pressure. This is where understanding becomes action, and where simple daily habits begin to protect your independence in a practical, realistic way. This gentle approach honors your experience, your limits, and your desire to move forward with confidence every single day. Before we begin, please hear this gentle warning. One small detail determines whether this movement truly helps your legs or simply becomes another habit without results. This guidance is designed for adults between 60 and 75. It is slow, controlled, and respectful of joints, balance, and energy. There is no rush here, and there should never be pain. Start with a sturdy chair placed on a flat surface. Stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. Your toes point forward, not outward. Place the chair behind you so you can feel safe and supported. Slowly bend at your hips and knees, lowering yourself toward the chair. Do this calmly, breathing out as you descend. Just before sitting fully, pause briefly. Then gently stand back up, pressing through your heels and breathing in. That pause is the detail many people miss. It asks your leg muscles to engage fully, helping blood move upward instead of pooling. This controlled engagement supports blood circulation in the legs more effectively than constant forward walking. If standing feels difficult, shorten the movement. You may sit down fully, then stand again using light hand support. If balance feels uncertain, keep the chair closer and move slower. The goal is safety first, progress second. If you feel strong, you can extend the pause slightly or slow the movement further. You never need to add weight. Your own body provides enough signal when the movement is done correctly. Please listen to your body. Mild muscle effort is normal. Sharp pain is not. If you have recent surgery or severe joint conditions, speak with your healthcare provider before continuing. If this feels manageable, please comment steady so I know you are following comfortably. Your feedback helps me guide you responsibly. This step-by-step approach protects your joints while rebuilding trust in your legs. It allows improvement without pressure. When practiced consistently, even briefly, it creates a stable base for daily movement. That base is what makes walking safer, smoother, and more effective later. This connection is what many seniors are never taught, and it changes outcomes, especially after 60, with patience and respect always. In the next part, I will explain where walking fits into this picture. Walking still matters, but only when it supports the right foundation. Understanding this balance helps you move forward with confidence, not confusion. Before we wrap up, let me place walking where it truly belongs in your daily routine after 60. Walking is still valuable. It supports your heart, your lungs, and your emotional well-being. Many seniors notice clearer thoughts and a calmer mood after a gentle walk, and that matters. However, walking works best when it rests on the right foundation. The main movement we discussed supports blood circulation in the legs, stability, and confidence when standing or changing direction. Without that foundation, walking may feel tiring or uncertain, even when done regularly. Think of these two actions as partners, not competitors. The primary movement prepares your legs. Walking then becomes safer, smoother, and more enjoyable. One does not replace the other. They complement each other. Please stay with me until the end of this video. In the conclusion, I will share the one perspective that ties everything together for you today. Before we finish, I want to leave you with one calm truth. What you have been experiencing is not because of your age. It is not because you failed or did something wrong. Most people were simply never shown the right understanding or the right daily behavior for their legs. Once you see the body clearly, change becomes possible without pressure. Small actions, done with awareness, protect independence better than force or fear. If this perspective helped you, please subscribe. The next video completes today's message. Comment 9 if ready, or 0 if you want guidance. Please like this video.